Has your penis ever failed to rise as intended during a private moment? This happens more often than you might think, and it can be uncomfortable. This video explains what to do when your penis won't rise, and offers tips. If you want to stay close to your partner and have confidence in them even when problems arise, you can find many ways to enjoy these special moments. Before we proceed, remember to like the video and confirm your channel subscription. We have many videos with advice and suggestions on relationships and sexuality, especially for people over 50. We want to help you have a life full of love and pleasure. It's important to know that a man's masculinity is not defined by his ability to keep an erection. This is just one part of a man's sexual experience. Your sexual life is like a car. It has many parts. This includes the wheel, the tires, and the engine. If a tire goes flat, does that mean the whole car is useless? Of course not. You just change the tire and keep going. The same is true for your sexual life. If one day the tire doesn't work, it doesn't mean you don't work as a whole. Numerous factors can lead to a lack of erection: family problems and stress at work. You might find yourself unable to comprehend the situation due to fatigue or overindulging in dinner. Causes and factors that contribute. As a guy, your sexual performance has nothing to do with your worth. It's important to remember that penetration isn't the only way to be sexually satisfied. There are other ways to give and receive pleasure, like touch, kisses, and caresses. Among other things, oral sex is important and can satisfy you and your partner. And here's a little-known fact. The majority of women do not consider it a significant issue if you are not able to erect, as long as you are present and connected. It's usually our own insecurities that make it seem worse than it is. Women put a lot more value on closeness, emotional relationships, and trying to make other people happy. If you suddenly trip and fall at a party, your first instinct might be to feel embarrassed. But if you get back up and keep enjoying the party, the embarrassing moment could turn into a small but entertaining story. Sexually, if you don't get an erection, it may seem like a big deal, but there are natural and calm ways to handle it. The first thing you should do is stay calm. Being anxious only makes things seem more difficult and uncomfortable. Take a deep breath and try not to let your stress take over the situation. How you respond can change any experience. Don't worry about trying to get an erection. Instead of focusing on entry, make yourself feel calm and comfortable. Staying calm. Tips to lower your anxiety environment. If you stay calm, it helps build trust and comfort. Focus on keeping the link with your partner. Hiding the problem or getting anxious can cause extra stress. In a lighthearted way, say things like, "It looks like we're having a little technical trouble today, but let's enjoy our time together in other ways." This can help ease stress and make the atmosphere more relaxed. Use the time to try new kinds of pleasure. Focus on gently and affectionately touching and caressing your partner's body. The goal is to maintain the relationship and enjoy it together. If you can, use humor to lighten the mood. You don't have to make jokes, but a positive attitude can turn a painful moment into something you can both remember with a smile. So when the erection doesn't happen, stay calm, be honest, and find ways to enjoy the moment, the challenge, and use the situation to strengthen your relationship with your partner. While playing a board game, the main piece breaks. Instead of giving up, You find a new piece, or change your strategy, and still have fun. If you fail to achieve an erection, it can feel like a major setback. Yet, there are numerous alternative methods to maintain enjoyment and prolong the pleasure. As an option, oral sex is a wonderful choice. In this type of stimulation, you use your mouth and tongue to give you focus on your partner's emotional bond and enjoyment. Many women reach orgasm during oral sex, which can be a very intense and satisfying experience. The technique involves exploring her body with your tongue, and each woman reacts differently. Watch how she reacts and change your movements to match. Start with light, slow touches, exploring different areas, and watching how she reacts. Do not worry about sticking to a plan. What matters is that you listen to your partner and change your technique based on what they say. If she seems to like a certain touch or action, keep going in that direction. Using your hands is another beneficial way to get joy. Stimulating the clitoris and G-spot by hand is very satisfying. When properly stimulated, the clitoris is a very sensitive area that can lead to intense orgasm, 4-spot stimulation, which is inside the vagina. Use your fingers to explore with a gentle touch and see how she responds. The key is to be gentle and adapt to her preferences while exploring these options, to make the experience enjoyable and meaningful for both of you. Use touches, caresses, and body language to make sure your partner feels healthy and happy. The goal is to make the moment positive, no matter what the erection is. Imagine you're playing a card game, and all of a sudden, your hand isn't as good as you had hoped. Avoid explaining why the cards aren't what you wanted. Relaxation and confidence techniques. When you're in sex, the best thing to do is focus on the moment and avoid making excuses that can make matters worse. It's natural to want to explain what's going on, but doing so can make things worse. Saying things like, "I'm nervous," or "This has never happened to me before," can make you and your partner feel even worse and cause more stress at the time. Instead of trying to explain what's going on, just accept it. Focusing on other pleasures can help you relax and show that you want to enjoy the moment together. If you need to speak, do so briefly and positively. For example, "Let's focus on other forms of pleasure and see what we can enjoy together," can help shift the focus to the experience itself without making the other person feel guilty or embarrassed. It's easier to enjoy the moment without having to explain things if you stay calm and focus on the shared happiness. When the erection doesn't go as planned, you and your partner can focus on enjoying the experience. For both of you, oral sex is a wonderful way to make sure the experience stays enjoyable. You can effectively stimulate your partner by using your mouth, tongue, and lips. Start with soft, exploratory touches, like running your tongue along the area around the clitoris and vulva. As you watch her responses, you'll know what makes her happy. If she seems calm and content, keep doing what you're doing. If she moves or makes a different sound, it might be time to change your technique. When you do oral sex, it's important to keep things interesting. Avoid monotony by experimenting with different tongue and lip movements. You can move in a circle or straight lines, or you can switch between soft and firm touches. Watch how she reacts to figure out what works best. The area around the vulva can be worked on beyond the clitoris. You can also use your tongue to touch the inside of the vagina, creating a unique sensation that many women find enjoyable. If you think she is responding well, Continue exploring these areas. You don't have to speak during oral sex. You can read your partner's body language and change your technique to communicate very effectively. Maintain the rhythm if you notice something is going well. If her reaction suggests something isn't as enjoyable, change it accordingly. The point of oral sex is to provide pleasure and make sure the moment stays special. By paying attention and being flexible, you can provide a very satisfying experience, even without a full erection, when the penis isn't working as expected. Exploring new forms of how important is it to talk to your partner. Openly, excitement can make a big difference. Touching and breathing in new ways can make the sexual experience better and help you connect with your partner more deeply. Try using your tongue and lips for different kinds of touch. Instead of sticking to one method, change the pressure and rhythm based on how she reacts. Look into how small changes in touch can make things more enjoyable. Depending on what she seems to need, this can include both soft and firm moves. Breathing can also have a significant impact. Change your breathing speed to match your movement. While stimulating, breathing slowly and steadily can make the sensation more intriguing and personal. Touch and breathing can become more in sync, making the experience stronger. The experience uses a mix of different activation methods. Use the tip of your tongue to make patterns around the clitoris and vulva. Then move your tongue in a wider range of motions. This keeps things intriguing and can make the pleasure stronger. Watch how your partner responds and change how you touch and breathe based on what you see. Paying attention to what she says changes your technique to maximize enjoyment. Even if you're having trouble getting an erection, these practices can give you new kinds of pleasure and make your relationship stronger. I hope you liked today's tips on how to deal with not being erected and find other ways to have fun. Now, I want to hear from how to deal with this situation. On a positive note, have you ever experienced something similar? If so, how did you handle it? Leave your thoughts or stories in the comments so we can continue talking about this important topic. Please remember to like the video if you liked it. This helps YouTube recognize our content as relevant and reach more people who can benefit from it. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. That way, you won't miss any updates and will always have the newest videos. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.